team's damage share combined, and that's jungle and top lane. So a lot of the damage in the late game is coming out from Arhedge as well as Kagame. Arhedge has been able to neutralize mid laners like G4, which is nice, but Kagame has fallen behind in the match that Win played against Duel significantly. So when it came to the late game, even though Shadow and Libero in his match, why'd you just turn off my audio?
I didn't mean to. It's
Hello?
What? Why is your audio on that one?
Did you just turn my microphone off and be like, you just...
just didn't want to hear it.
You're actually a Muppet.
I'm sorry about that. Why is yours on the first one?
Stop touching my audio.
I'm not touching your audio anymore.
So Shadow and Libero were able to create that early advantage for Win, but when it got to the late game, Kagame and Arhedge didn't have the damage to follow up based on the advantage that Duel and G4 had in the bottom side of the map. So I think for Detonator, a good part of the map they can attack is the bottom lane or draft for a very late game. Draft for a game where if they could just, you know, stay one step ahead of Shadow and Libero and neutralize ganks, sacrifice a bit of CS here and there, and go down a little bit so that Shadow and Libero only get a slight lead, and then scale into the mid game, get the 2-3 item power spikes, and then take for the fight to win, they should be in a very comfortable spot. So I want to see more teams try to abuse the fact that Win don't have good late game plays, they're not synergized very well as a team, and they haven't been able to scale up in that one match against Mega.
Let's see here, ban and picks underway for game one. Detonator going to be on the blue side, Win on your red side. And for the bans here for Detonator, we're going to get rid of the zone. We actually saw that in Win's second game against Mega. The Silas also being banned out here. Win, on the other hand, they're going to send Yumi back to the pound. She's not allowed to play. Yumi
is a Rich champion, so not allowing Rich to pick up that pick. Just staple bans so far. Arhedge went and talked on WebHez's eSports website about their performance and just talked about how Zoe was a very comfortable pick and he feels works very well not only with their composition, with their playstyle, because Shadow and Libero are pick players. They like to play pick composition, so Zoe works very well. He just feels that into the current meta of majors, Zoe has a very nice fit where she's able to go toe-to-toe in lane, and when you get to these mid-game, late-game team fights, she just packs a punch with decent utility from range. So Arhedge's signature pick of Zoe's being taken away, and lots of bans actually being thrown at him and Libero.
Yeah, for sure, because you take a look now, we also got the Kiana getting banned out here. So
that's a power ban though. 9.14, Kiana still very strong, hasn't hit at the nerfs of 9.15 just yet.
Yeah, I don't think we cycle over until next week. Let's see here for Win. What do they want to ban out last? It's going to be the Olaf, so no Karma or Olaf.
That's the sound he makes.
What was that?
Bro! That's what he says, right? Bro!
Oh no. It's my favorite jungler coming out here for LST. I don't know. I kind of enjoyed Sek not on something like Sejuani. I liked the Karthus. I liked the Lee Sin plays.
But I like this. I like that they're not going towards that aggressive early game, because if Detonator were to fight fire with fire against Win, I think they're going to lose. Shadow and Libero are incredibly skilled mechanical players. I don't think Detonator can fight fire with fire. So I like that they've gone, you know what, let's get a very good mid-game, late-game scaling team fighting tank in the jungle, and let's just keep our top side safe. Sejuani can still duel fairly effectively. She can disengage very well, has a gap closer to escape if she needs to. So it's a good pick to say, let's neutralize top lane, put our eggs in the mid-game, late-game basket, which is what I expect Detonator to go towards. On the other hand, I expect Win to throw everything topside into the early game basket.
Let's see. Going to be the Aatrox getting locked in for Win. And they might go here with the Kench for what the Jess. So a little bit safety down in that bot lane. Maybe not go too aggressive. Pick something that's going to be relatively safe, because they oftentimes that lane will fall behind. And then really rely on Shadow and Libero having to carry the top side of the map.
And this is not a bad first pick for Win, because Aatrox can still be flex picked. Arhedge can still pick it up in the mid lane. We saw him pick it up in the mid lane. So with the Aatrox top side of the map, if they decide to run it on Shadow, you've already secured a strong pick. So Detonator will be happy that they know what one of the solo laners are this early on when they're trying to draft a bit more defensively. But at the same time, Win secure a strong pick for themselves, so it can't be taken away by Cold Defeat. Because if Cold Defeat got Aatrox right now, suddenly that's a matchup where Cold Defeat goes, well, even if he's better than me, I have the matchup. Most matchups are going to be in my favor if I pick Aatrox anyway.
Got the Camille getting locked in here for Detonator and the Pike.
This is nice. I like this. Detonator drafting very well so far. The control jungler of Sejuani coming out to neutralize that, making sure they have some late game team fighting potential. Camille is a strong top laner, can go toe-to-toe against some of the best split-pushing top laners, has good escape with her mobility, and when it comes to mid-game and late game, she can set the picks for the bottom side of the map, which Detonator have already gone aggressive with. Pike as their support pick means they are going to put some investment into that bottom lane, see if they can punish Kagame and what the Jess.
Wynn's final pick up here will be their jungle. To go with the Elise, so going to have a little bit of aggression early. Pretty much what we expect here from Wynn.
Yeah, absolutely what we expect from Wynn. A strong solo pick and a jungle pick. I like that they've thrown Tahm Kench into it, saying, well, if our bottom lane's going to be exposed, let's try and get a champion there that can neutralize some of the threats that will be thrown that way.
And also just be pretty useful even with the lack of gold too. You're really running that Kench for the escape on your other carries. We'll see now, Aurelia getting banned out here by Wynn.
I don't like the Ezreal ban from Detonator, though, because I felt that Kagame had a very lackluster series on Ezreal.
Yeah.
So I feel that if I was Detonator's coach, I'd be like, let him have it. If they want Tahm Kench Ezreal bottom lane, let's take something like Sivir and just shove that wave in, wait for the level 6 to 9 tower dives to come through, and just punish that lane. Because Kagame and What the Jess have been exposed on lanes that use Ezreal and a supportive pick that's meant to be more defensive. So why not just double down, give it over to them and say, you can have it. But it seems like they're also reading that this is probably going to be a mid-lane Aatrox. Arhedge has already played it once in this competition.
Seeing the Sivir hover here for Wynn. Again, just looking to farm out the waves and then have that ultimate for the utility later on in the game. And it will get locked in, so pretty safe bot lane coming out from Wynn. We'll just do their best to farm up. Last ban from Detonator was the Renekton, so like you mentioned, expecting this Aatrox likely to go mid. Still can be flexed though, Wynn do have the final pick.
And this is another reason why I would have liked the Ezreal to be left open, because if Kagame takes Sivir like he has, then you've got Corki Ezreal open. Really good composition would have been finalized by Detonator. Great frontline, 2 pick-heavy champions that can work well in the mid and early game. And then you get the Ezreal Corki combo. And if they take Ezreal as their first pick, then you just take Sivir. And suddenly you have the powerful lane matchup, but instead they've gone for something a little bit more unorthodox.
Yeah, got to opt in for the Lucian.
Hey, Lucian has not played 3 games in the LST.
Yeah, I think...
he hasn't played 3 games.
I think our fake drafts sometimes affect our stats output. We'll have to go fix that.
He hasn't played 3 games.
Ooh.
Another pocket pick.
Cassiopeia here from Hedge.
This is an Arhedge pocket pick. I mean, Cassiopeia's never really been removed from the meta. She had a stint in the bottom lane and still can be played in the bottom lane. And it's just one of Arhedge's strong picks from previous LST seasons. So, like to see what he can work with this champion. And again, it's just their insurance policy. He's been playing really good scaling mages in the mid lane. So you've got Elise and Aatrox top side of the map. That's your aggressive top lane duo that we expect out of Wynn. And just look at bottom side. Cassiopeia, Sivir, Tahm Kench. That is a recipe for if top lane doesn't get anything done, we could just sit back, scale, and try and bring some of the gold back for Wynn.
Yeah, and that kind of goes into, like, for Detonator, sure they want to go maybe for a later game. But, Wynn, I think, are happy doing that when you pick up that Sivir, you got that Cassiopeia.
These 2 compositions being drafted by Detonator Wynn, I think are the 2 best drafts we've seen in the LST so far.
Well, let's see. We're going to go ahead and load up in for Game 1, Detonator versus Wynn.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Here for our
Rich.
Sunday night. Rich, yeah, getting a little cheeky here.
Very cheeky. He's already got an early invade going. He sees Libero. Detonator might group up to try and see if they can burn an early flash on this Elise. Would take away some of the early ganking threats. No gap closer or immediate gap closer in human form would help out.
There we go. Libero is going to get knocked up. The Pike, not able to get the stun, but it does get the flash.
Very nice. So they burned the flash coming out from Elise. the bit of hit points is not going to matter too much. She's going to be able to go back into the jungle, heal back up with the Hunter's Machete that she's picked up, as well as the potion. So that's going to be fine. But now, Detonator have a really nice advantage of, for the next 5 minutes, Libero doesn't have flash to gank. So the immediate gap closer that you see from a flash cocoon, not going to be available for Elise, not going to be able to use that one. And will relieve some pressure from these solo lanes for Detonator.
We'll see Sek and Libero both start on the bot side of the map. Libero, be just fine here to get back the health with, of course, those pots, as well as the extra lifesteal you get from Machete. And Shadow already in a quick trade up there and toward the top lane.
Cotton Feet's not going to be too bothered about this. Camille still has very good trading patterns against Aatrox early on, even though she's already taken the E first. Shadow is pushing heavily top side of the map, so we'll hit level 2 first. Look at the sides that's marching in. This is really nice play from both teams so far, and it's only 2 minutes into the match. Might get a much slower game than what we're used to in the LST.
Yeah, that's a possibility here. The Hedge just again going to farm out with those Twin Fangs. Pretty easy to go ahead and farm in this mid lane. Gotta watch out for that level 2 though if you're Arch. Gets one of the Qs landing here from that Cassiopeia. That's going to be a quick, easy trade. Shadow not able to land these sweet spots on his Q. We do see Libero making his way toward the top side of the map. He has stirred up his red buff, but Shadow's pushed in that wave, so it's going to be a bit hard for him to really look for a play here.
And you can see Colin Feet's trying his best just to hold it right off his turret, because if he ever pushes back, now he's in ganking territory where Libero can try and make something happen. However, he needs to make sure the wave is trimmed enough that if Libero goes for a turret dive or invades, he can respond.
We see Libero comes in.
Did he steal that?
Did he?
He stole it. He got the smite steal.
Oh, nicely done. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. He got the smite steal into blue, so Johnny has no blue.
Okay. Nicely done. I saw the gold go into Sejuani, though. That's why I was confused.
Oh, might have. Might just be a visual bug. Doesn't look like it.
Because Libero still had his smite up. That was why. And he used it on Scuttle instead.
Huh.
Yeah. Let's see there.
Can't tell.
Can't tell, because they got rid of the timer.
No,
oh, yeah, he didn't get it.
Visual bug, Sejuani does have blue.
Yeah.
Or I'm blind. Either or.
No one has blue. It just disappeared
Blue
into
just
the...
disappeared.
Scuttle has blue. Let's take a look down toward this bot lane. You're going to have the stun come on through. Star's getting a couple shots in there. That new Lucian skin's a little wacky.
Oh, that's a gank.
Oh, here we go again. Does have the slingshot available, so can just get back to safety. Does get landed here. Oh, Libero might try and go for this. Is going to repel out. No flash blown. So
Shadow so close from being able to hit that Q proc. That might have been a kill if he was able to land it. But good damage, good gank. It's going to send Camille back to base. It may even force Colden Feet to teleport. I'd like to see him just walk back into the lane, but he's just going to teleport in. See, the teleport here from Colden Feet, all it does, it means he gets back into the lane and he can try and soak up some experience. He's not going to be able to last hit because he's got no vision. At least can come back around for a second gank if he's not careful. So far up here, he's got to make something work against Shadow. Try and push this in heavily or trade very heavily.
Jumps in, gets a quick shot of damage here onto Shadow, and that'll allow him to actually push up the wave. Clear those minions, so that's going to start crashing into the tower. Down in bot lane here, Detonator pushes in onto the Sivir. That's actually a pretty decent CS lead already starting to form here for Detonator in bot lane.
And again, attack wins bottom lane. Oh, Shadow's in trouble. He didn't go back to base.
Didn't go back to base, and even if he got level 6, there is no resurrections here for the Aatrox anymore. We'll see here if Shadow wants to get aggressive. I don't think Sek's really comfortable going for the dive just yet.
No, they shouldn't dive. This would be a bad choice to dive. Shadow's just going to go back to base here. Sek's really wasting time top lane.
No, okay, Zach. You can go back. It's okay.
Unless, ooh, this is a bit cheeky. If he sticks around here, he might be trying to play on the teleport coming in from Shadow. Shadow's going to go ward.
Oh, he doesn't know.
Oh, they're going to try and make this happen.
Zach, there it is. Gets the jump on and holds on to the slingshot. Is able to find the knock-up on the Shadow, and that will force out a flash. Golden Feet going to be brought back in here. Shadow's able to trade back a decent amount of damage.
I mean, they get the flash coming out there. Well played. Sex could be able to help push this one in. So getting a summoner spell, make it so that Shadow can't bounce this way, giving Golden Feet enough time to go back. But Elise is waiting in the wings, trying to see if she can make something happen.
Yeah, realizes there's no vision here, so Sex got to be a little bit careful. Are they going to go for this full dive? Golden Feet's going to get knocked up, and guess what? There's been the Elise here, stuck against the wall, and the turret's going to help out. That's first blood going over to Shadow. Golden Feet should be able to get away. Might even try and turn a decent amount of damage back, but Libero's going to back off.
That was poor coming out from Detonator. They got the flash. That was great. They shoved it in the wave. That was great. No reason for Sek to cheat his way through the enemy jungle there because they had no vision, no idea where Elise was, and that's a free kill being picked up by Win. Good reactionary play, punishing the overstay that came out from Detonator's top lane.
So first blood going over to Win, and once they get the advantage rolling up in that top lane, Shadow's going to be happy. Able to pick up a kill with no summoners up. Down in bot lane here, you see Rich trying to go for it. That's the Ignite being used. They're going to bring back the Kench. Kagame, you got to be careful. K-Star was there and waiting for the Piercing Light, but...
Yeah, that was a flash coming out from Rich as well. Trusted that there was a lot of damage that may come out from Sivir after that. But again, bottom lane is being attacked, and this is a worrying trend for Win because every bottom lane they've come into has faced a rather large CS deficit.
Siege as at least getting back some health there for both of them. Rich has to go invisible. He's looking for a play here. For those that aren't too familiar, when they look like all the scan lines on them, that's actually the Lucian mark with that new skin. Looks a little weird. It's not like a little blip across their heads. No, it's a full model change.
8 minutes in, so Corki packages up as well. Detonator have an opportunity to try and make a play. I'd like to see them try and make something work bottom side. No teleport for Golden Feet, though. His will be back up before, but not in time to use the first package optimally.
Pings, though, they do know that there's a Sejuani nearby. Golden's still getting hooked in by the chains from Shadow. Libero's coming by. There is a control ward, very defensive ward, and that's some good scouting coming out from Detonator, realizing that this is a play that Win likes to do. So putting that control ward down just in case they can see that Elise.
Ooh, it might be a blue buff steal.
Ooh!
Oh, he got it.
Arch able to steal away.
Well played from Archie. He's able to defend that blue buff, and at the same time, Sek's able to take one for himself, but the Jess is in trouble.
Oh, nice cleanse there. Sek, though, should be able to land the stun. They're not going to force out a flash, it seems, because guess what? Our edge is coming over. Kagame also nearby, but can't really do a whole lot. Can't go too aggressive. They did clear out that control ward, so Golden Feet is forced to go back toward the second-tier tower.
Look at how Golden Feet's playing. His ward gets taken away, Golden Feet says, you know what, I'm just going to sacrifice the CS. I'm not going to step up too far because I may just fall. And plays this one super safe, waiting for the rest of his team to arrive.
Here we go. Package available. Archie now realized this. Gets the double knockover, but has to be a little bit careful here. Valkyrie's back to safety.
But it's a nice play. Again, Detonator understanding. Our top side's going to lose. We can't invest resources up there because we have a Sejuani against an Elise. So they play it very safe. Sacrifice 16 CS and only 1 kill so far, giving Win a small lead in the early game. But a lot of it's been transitioned bottom side. 30 CS lead for Lucian. Mid lane's neutralized. Archer even using the package just to clear out top lane wave so CS doesn't go to waste. Very smart play coming out from Detonator. And Win, they keep attacking this top side, but not getting too much for it other than the single mistake that we've seen from Sek so far.
Okay, it's just happy waiting for this wave. Just going to slow push it back. We have Rich in the mid lane looking for a play possibly, but it's going to be the Miasma coming out. So Rich is going to head back into bot lane. Already has the Moby Boots completed too on this Pyke, so he's going to be looking to roam when he can. Because there's already such a massive lead at this point in bot lane that he doesn't even have to be there 100% of the time. Hook is going to come back. Kagame is able to spell shield away K-Star's ability, but target was on the Kench, and there's not going to be any follow-up. And next back two here for K-Star. He'll have that Essence Reaver completed. Meanwhile, top side of the map is going in favor of Win. They're going to be able to pick up this Rift Herald. So if they are able to find a dive successfully in the next, 4 to 5 minutes.
And it's just a simple side swap, right? Top side of the map is going to be the advantage for Win, so they've got some damage threats like Aatrox and Elise for the early game, whereas Detonator sacrifices top side, so they've just got utilities. So Juani as well as Camille just providing utility in the mid to late game. So they're okay giving away to Swift Herald. They take a dragon for themselves. I'd just like to see Win start to focus on somewhere else in the map, because that was a teleport being used by Coldenfee to get back towards the top lane. We'll save top lane a little bit longer, but it just means he now can't use it for a teleport play bottom side of the map.
Yeah, you maybe like to see Shadow go somewhere, because he just finished his Black Cleaver. Rather aggressive start for an Aatrox, too. That's a pretty aggressive buy.
They're going to try and break this turret right away, so I'd like to see if the response from Detonator is to try and take bottom lane outer, which it should be. And look at that. The respect from Coldenfee again just goes, yep, they're attacking my lane. I'm going to go into the jungle and see if I can pick anything up for myself and just take the scraps as they come.
You see
Well, we've seen this before. It's the 3-man play from Win to try and take 2 turrets.
Yeah, they got the Rift Herald. Shelly's still very, very healthy. And Coldenfeed has to respect this, because he did see the Kench in the jungle. Doesn't know exactly where he is, so that's going to be 2 quick towers taken here by Win. Bot lane still hasn't been taken. Colden's just going to get almost taken down completely. Archanique comes over toward the side with the Valkyrie. Is going to get hooked back in. Shadow able to get a decent amount of damage. Now Stack comes back over toward the side. Miasma laid down. Flash forward from Shadow. Looking for the knockup's not going to find it. And now a re-engage. Eaten up, though, immediately by the Kench. As Shelly is going in. They're just diving underneath the inhibitor tower at 12 minutes here on the side of Win.
All they have to do is stop Lucian's back, and I think Kagame's going to try and do just that. He stopped it. He stopped Lucian's back.
Stop the back. You still got 4 members up in this top lane. Minion wave is going to crash, but it doesn't look like Win want to do anything else.
Win keep finding ways to force their place out. This is not the first time we see them use this Rift Herald play. Very decisive. They go, well, if a team wants to trade bottom side for top side, we're going to take way more than just a trade. Knocking down 2 turrets, getting 2 kills, and breaking open top lane inhibitor down to less than 30% of its hit points. Nicely played. Win are forcing really hard here, and that's the reactionary attribute we have to credit to Shadow and Libero. In that situation, you know, the ganks didn't go as well as they wanted top side. They didn't really get as much as they wanted. It was to be traded effectively towards the bottom lane. You see 135 to 97 CS. Kagame really forced to play safe. But then they go, we've got Rift Herald, and if you back off from 2 turrets, we're just going to force it and bring everyone over. Tahm Kench comes over, Cassiopeia comes over, and Siva's job then is just hold bottom lane as much as you can. Don't let them push for 2 turrets, give them 1.
And with that too, Win, they put 4, 5 members now in mid lane, trying to get a quick push off. They get themselves a turret plate before it goes down. Colden's forced to continue farming up toward the top side. Only has the Phage completed and 2 Doran's daggers.
Blades?
Blades. They're all knives in the end. Just call them Doran's knife.
No.
Doran's butter knife.
No. It's not
kind of what it is.
It's not the name. Opal, please stop. You're embarrassing us.
Excuse me?
Yes, stop.
Excuse me? My lord. See Shadow here. See a Shadow. Wow, they're going to go hyper aggressive here. They also have Libero nearby. Sex should be able to get over the wall.
Oh, they might fight this. Coldenfee. Ooh.
Oh, that's going to be a knock-up into the... Oh, jeez, Cocoon, and they just delete the Camille before she can do anything.
Package is available. That was a perfect time for Detonator to try and turn around for a 5-on-5 fight, but they're way too late to pull the trigger. Coldenfee just gets caught out for absolutely no reason. I felt like that could have been a good initiation coming from Detonator. Sek was in a good position to throw out an ultimate. Package was available, but for some reason they just let their top laner die.
Yeah, Colden didn't have an opportunity to respond, and like you mentioned, the package is still available. It is going to be used just to go get blue buff. So for that, Detonator, they lose 1 member, and they also lose out an Infernal Drake too.
That's definitely miscommunication coming out from Detonator there. That should have been a big team fight for them. Positioning was great, and they've botched it, giving away the Infernal, which is crucial. Now it's a 2,300 gold lead in favor of Win.
Yeah.
Look at Kagame. It's just like, you know what? I'm the sacrificial lane. I press R and let people run at you.
Pretty much.
You can take my turrets. I'll just take the scraps.
And Shadow Libero, the duo from the top side of the map, they now just go everywhere together.
Holding hands. They've got all the kills.
They're the best buddies on the field trip.
Again, 4 kills for Win, and they've been a part of it. No one else except for what the Jess has been. That bottom side for Win right now is neutralize. That's their job. Like, don't fall behind too much. and let top lane take you to the promised land.
Because K-Star does have a 50 CS advantage, but unfortunately has not been really able to use it because they just keep rotating back around. Rich going to get hooked back in. Is in stealth, though, so he'll be just fine. Cold feet nearby, but that's 3 towers to 2. And as a reminder, Win did get a little bit of damage there onto the inhibitor tower in top lane. They got it down to half, so they'll get a third off. It did regen a little bit of health. And now mid lane pushes here. You got 4 members. You're forcing out the culling just to clear out the wave. Sek is nearby. He's spotted out on a ward, though.
DTN have some really good wave clear here with the culling, with the Corki ultimates available. So they're going to be perfectly fine holding off waves when Win make these quick rotations. The question is going to be prolonged sieges when, you know, you get Kagame in there. But short range of Win means it's very difficult for them to siege these turrets effectively, especially with the initiation potential that comes out from Sek. Any bad misplay and they'll be engaged on by a Sejuani ultimate.
Detonator looking to clear out some vision here toward the top side of the river. You also got the Corki still up in the top lane, pushing that in. K-Star. Solution would like to try and get something here soon. You'd like to start fighting because you got a pretty massive advantage here on this Lucian. You're almost a complete Infinity Edge ahead of the Sivir at this point. I'd like to maybe start using some of this power because, you know, Win, they've just given up that bot lane. That's fine. Detonator, at some point you got to start shifting this gold advantage that you were able to get here at bot into somewhere else.
The Infernal Dragon fight was probably the best time to do so. Now, if I was them, I'd wait for 2 items or 3. Because when K-Star hits that Infinity Edge, Kagame's not going to have anything close to his. Or 3 items when you have 75% crit, you might be able to fight. Libero, though, ooh, good damage.
And a decent amount of damage. Ooh, Shadow's popping the ultimate. Hello, here comes the rest of the team. That's going to be a flash forward. Hey, finds it anyway. Boomerang's going to connect. Golden Feet. Oh, no. Shadow's on top of him. Does get to safety, though, with the slingshot.
Win, Libero, and Shadow are still tearing apart the roster of Detonator. Now this bottom lane inner is under siege.
Rich. Here we go. K-Star's nearby. Their ultimates are down, but misses the pike Q there, so is not able to get a drag back. With that, Detonator, they can't really do much else.
Again, Sek on this Sejuani, I think it's a great pick, but they're just not utilizing it. It seems like he doesn't know when is the right time to go aggressive or be defensive. Right there was definitely a situation where he shouldn't be that far up in the river. Win have control of the current map. They're going to go for a fight, it seems. Cold feet.
That's ultimatum being popped, but you're using it on the Tom Kench here. Rich has to be careful. Shadow's right nearby, and oh, they execute him through the shield. K-Star able to back off with the culling. Boomerang comes out, and Kagame is able to find the kill. Will get taken down, though, as they do trade back another kill for 2. But now Archie wants to start stepping up. That's going to be the Cocoon, though. Into the back, they find him. Another execution, though.
You've got to be kidding.
Able to find it, and Shadow is still alive. Sek's now running for his life, but it's a double kill for the Aatrox.
You just got to watch Shadow Libero and how they play, and it's just unbelievable. That entire time, 4-on-5 extended fight. Woo! They know the limitations of their pick champions, and right there, bursting down a member to try and take a 2-for-1. This whole time, Cassiopeia is split pushing the mid lane, taking free farm, is now ahead in CS, and gets another turret for Win. Unbelievable skirmishes coming out from Win so far.
With that, that's a 4,500 gold lead in favor of Win. You know, it felt like they were trying. They wanted to go for that fight. You had some items being finished off. You had the Trinity Force back onto the Corki. Just like you mentioned, the execution coming out from Win.
And it looked like it was going to be a good fight for Detonator, but no package available for Archnie. They do kill Kagame, but he does his job. Teleports in, throws the boomerang. He's like, I got to kill.
That was, I think, my favorite part here.
Now he's almost...
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Now he's almost got his Infinity Edge as well. So that lead that K-Star had is slowly disappearing. And Detonator don't really have item spikes to fight over anymore. It's now too large of a gold lead for Win, where they're not going to have a lopsided disadvantage. So what you're really looking for now is, can they get a pick with Golden Feet, or is Sek going to be able to get a good initiation onto one of the carries?
Oh, see Shadow stepping up into the jungle. fighting 2v1 pretty much at this point. Rich can't do anything. He's got to watch this. Libero just comes over and steals the Raptors. Just the aggression from Win. Shadow doesn't have an off button. He also just picked up a Death Dance into a BF sword.
This is the correct move from Win as well. They don't need to push too heavily. They just need to allow Sivir as well as Cassiopeia to farm, and the whole time, Shadow and Libero can just continue placing down advance towards inside the red side of this jungle, clear out any walls that are placed down by Detonator.
Oh no. Rich. He's got to back off. He goes over the wall. Be able to get back to safety, but is now cut off from the rest of the team. They're going to try and hunt him down. Oh, Rich is spotted. Oh, he goes in. He flashes in towards Shadow. Shadow's right there. So they do get the flash out of the pike.
Ow.
It's a little bit of a rough one now.
Well, what? I mean, excuse me. Win can now just do the same thing they're doing red side, but towards Baron. Secure vision over the area, rotate players around while lanes are being pushed in. Sek's gone back to base. No jungler for this fight.
Rich wants to get in there. Does have the ultimate available. Needs to see if any members get low. Culling gets a little bit of damage there onto Shadow. Pike not able to steal away the Baron with the Q, and now that's going to be the ultimate popped by the Sivir. They're on the hunt. They're looking for members here. Rich has to back off.
They'll be able to escape from this, but now with the Baron buff, Wing can just start knocking down these turrets that are close towards the base. Baron buff means it's going to be too difficult for Detonator to wave clear. They've got the culling as well as Corki, but that's not enough to deal with consistent pressure. And Win are just going to march in towards Detonator's base.
Yeah, you see K-Star even backing there. Decides, maybe we shouldn't be backing at the turret because it's already being knocked upon here. And Rich can't land the Q. And that cannon minion's still alive, so it's going to keep chipping away at this turret. They bring it closer. They're going to finish it off. But now next wave's going to push in. Kaze has to back off. Shadow gets a quick knock up. And that's going to be the inhibitor tower in mid going down here at 23 minutes. See Sek trying to position himself for a play. Gets the Sejuani ultimate onto Libero, but what the Jets just easily gets him back to safety. Colden goes back on in. Stopwatch damage by Shadow, and Colden going to get taken down as Shadow comes out of the stopwatch, and he's looking for more. Sek has to back off. Still just chunks of damage from this full AD Aatrox.
There's a full inhibitor being taken down here by Win. Good push with the Baron, and still 2 minutes worth of it to use, and they have enough time to go back to base, buy their items that they want, come back and start going for another push here. Detonator on the last legs. That was a good engage coming out from Sek, but this time Kench pick, you engage a one person, you need to lock down more than one because he could just gobble them up and they're back to safety.
Yeah, it's one of those things, you know, this Tom Kench, he might have the least gold in the game, but he still does his job. He doesn't need gold to do what he needs to do, and that's gobble up anyone CC'd, get them back to safety. And Detonator, can almost feel like you get a little frustrated at this point. There's not a whole lot you can do now.
Oh, you'd have to be, because there were so many key opportunities where Detonator could have tried to swing this game back in their favor, and those were all much better chances to take. The odds would have been much greater in their favor than being in this current position against Baron buff, 8,000 gold behind. Detonator know that their windows to fight are now gone. Now it's Hail Mary plays and hope that something sticks when they throw it against the wall, because the early game plays they missed, and now they're just, you know, not in the driver's seat anymore.
See Bissell Voyage coming out from the Kench. Gets Libero just a little bit closer. Top lane's going to get started getting pushed in here by Shadow. Detonator, they want to try and make a play. They want to try and force something here. Instant cleanse coming out, though, from the Sejuani ultimate. It's not going to do anything. Shadow's already on this inhibitor tower. It's already taken down.
Yep, thank you very much. You want to throw bot lane? I'm just going to try and take top lane for myself. Free inhibitor being taken down, and they just continue the pressure. Look at Shadow. He just says, Archie, you can come fight me if you want. I'm going to take this inhibitor whether you like it or not.
He's also got the GA completed. So he's able to bring back the resurrection on the Aatrox. Meanwhile, bot lane's starting to get pushed in. They still have Baron buff at this point for Win. It's another 20 seconds before it's taken off. Second inhibitor and top lane's taken. And now the last one is exposed. I don't know if Detonator can hold much longer. It feels like Win might just go and force it.
Especially with Sivir, they could just sit in the mid lane and clear all these minions whenever they come out and just wait for double supers. They might go for a fight.
Oh, what the Jez gets back to safety, and unfortunately, Golden Feet tries to go aggressive. Death from below, not going to find its target, and Rich is going to get taken out. It's a double kill for the Elise. Zek now running back for his life. Triple kill for Libero. They're starting to get a little aggressive here underneath the fountain, but they're going to turn back toward the Nexus Towers and win. Though Detonator had the opportunity from the bot lane, they weren't able to do a whole lot and win. Their duo in top are able to find themselves a victory here as they take game 1.
Clinical victory at that coming out from Win. They played exactly how we mentioned they were. The top lane duo are going to do what they do best. RH is going to neutralize the lane. I mean, even when he got Baron buff, RH still had 0 kills, 0 assists.
Yeah.
He was just, neutralize the mid lane. Bottom lane is going to be sacrificed, which it was. 50 CS down at 15 minutes again. But then the top lane duo just create advantages, and the way that the LDL duo force objectives is beautiful to watch, because a lot of teams were just going, well, one Rift Herald play right there, we can just back off and try and save bot lane. They go, no, we'll sacrifice bottom lane. You can have a Sivir and a turret if you really want. We're going to take 2 and try and take your inhibitor as well, and they almost took the inhibitor down at less than 20 minutes.
And you know, for Win too, it wasn't necessarily any flashy plays that came out from the team.
No.
It was just good team play.
It was good League of Legends, that's it. And they drafted very well for it. I thought Detonator had a few chances to try and strike back there. The Dragon play was one of them. Defending the inhibitor turret was another. Both of them botched, and I say botched because picks very early on before they could start fights is not how you want to play against that competition. Yeah. I think Win just from draft phase all the way till their mid-game play was beautiful to watch.
Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the fights there. From game 1, or when we're able to, I believe this is this bot lane where we saw Shadow and Libero put on a clinic.
This is just Shadow and Libero going, you know what, we can fight all of them. Actually, he's full health. Libero's got next to none, but he just lands this beautiful cocoon and says, all right, buddy, let's kill him. And he just bursts Corki out of existence. And sure, Pike comes back for a kill, but now Shadow's like, well, freeze the Johnny. Come here. I'll fight you.
Just going to hunt him down at that point.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Nicely done there. We take a look at our post-game stats, and there was that little blip there at 5 minutes where Detonator did have an advantage, but it just kept going downhill from there. Like you mentioned, there was those opportunities, but we just never saw them take it.
Detonator had the right idea. I think they drafted well into Win's competition, but you're right. The opportunities came to them, and this is the problem I have with some teams. When you're given a 50-50 chance to win the game, sometimes you need to take those. Because Detonator would have saw that Dragon fight and be like, well, we're still a bit behind. Not the best of fights for us to take. Not everyone's in perfect position yet. But you take those. Because if you don't, and you get caught out yourself, then suddenly you're 8,000 gold behind with Baron buff, and now it's no longer ever going to be a 50-50 again. It's always going to be 20-80, 10-90, and you're just not going to be able to win any fights anymore. Whereas that 50-50 looks much more promising now.
Especially against a team that, is favored to beat you in most instances. So maybe you should just be willing to flip a coin and see what happens.
Yeah.
Shadow going to be our MVP for that game, 6-0-3, so 9 KDA and about 70% kill participation. Again, pretty much what we expect from this duo on Win.
I mean, they are the duo, right? Coming in from the LDL, the 2 import players for Win in this tournament, and they're putting on a clinic. They're really bringing the aggressive LPL style to the LST, and a lot of teams are just not used to it. They're used to the brawl style of the LST, where it's very scrappy, drag you into the mud, beat you up, and no one really cares. But the LPL style is punishing. It's brutal. It's a clinical aggression that these teams really showing they're not used to yet.
Yeah. So, one small mistake there.
That's right.
They're going to get taken down. You got to give it to Detonator, though. There was opportunities where they did see and they did scout out those plays, but it just wasn't enough. So we're going to take a short break. When we come back, it's going to be game 2.